Hey, good day, YouTubers and tractor enthusiasts. This is Jeff with On the Farm with Jenny and Jeff, and my lovely wife and life partner Jenny is operating the camera. Today I want to do another video that would involve the Bobcat CT4050 that we purchased, but it's not so much about the tractor itself today as this new attachment we got, which is on the back here. We got ourselves a 3-point log splitter, and it attaches to the tractor hydraulic connections, which are right here. It came with the tractor. This model is made by Walco, W-A-L-C-O. It is a 20-ton unit and has a recommended hydraulic flow of 11 gallons per minute. It has a pretty robust 4-inch cylinder on it that drives the piston in and out. What's a little different about this one versus most log splitters I see is they have the push block attached to the piston, and the splitter wedge is fixed on the end of it. I thought that was a little strange, but we tried this out the other day, and what's nice about it is when you're splitting the wood and it comes here, the pieces split here and they fall away from the tractor. I've seen other ones where you work this way and the split pieces are flying towards the tractor and might hit hydraulic hoses or whatever. Now I just mentioned this takes 11 gallons per minute is the recommended flow. Jen, come over here and I'll show this. One thing we want to talk about on the tractor is the hydraulic pump. Over on this side, this right here is the hydraulic pump on this Bobcat tractor. And in reality, it's 2 pumps in one. It is a gear type pump, which means that every time the gear in there spins around once, it delivers a fixed volume of hydraulic fluid. They call this a tandem pump because there's 2 gears in it. One of the gears runs a separate pump circuit that powers the power steering and the hydrostatic, and the other gear drives the implements, including the loader. The implement pump is rated for 9.6 gallons per minute. Now, with a gear pump like this, or more commonly called in a general sense a positive displacement pump, the pressure is not the issue. It's going to deliver that fixed flow regardless of the pressure, and it's going to look to the engine to give it the power it needs to do that. I could get the 9.6 gallons per minute, but it's going to be dependent upon what the RPMs of the engine are. So one of the things I was concerned about is, could this thing operate properly at a lower RPM? It's not going to affect how well the splitter splits the wood. It's going to only affect the speed at which the piston goes in and out of the cylinder. This particular unit right here cost us $1,200. And, you know, some people would say, well, wait a minute, for $1,200, you could go get like a 20-ton log splitter on an axle that you could pull around with the side-by-side of your tractor with its own engine. And that's true. So the question is, why did I get this one that connects to the tractor? Well, 2 reasons. One is that I'm only going to probably use this thing once or twice a year. I don't split wood for a living or anything like that. And secondly is I did not want another small engine around here that sat around 90% of the time, but yet I'm still having to service it every year, changing oil or whatever you got to do. And also, I don't have any other attachments that require rear hydraulics, so I wanted to get one. So now we do. So now what I will do is fire up the tractor, let it warm up for a couple minutes, and then I'll show you how it works. I'm going to start it at about 1,500 RPMs, and we'll see how that works. And then maybe I'll tweak up the RPMs a little bit, and you can see how the speed is, and you can judge for yourself whether you think that would work for you. So I'll get her started and we'll get going.
Okay.
So there are two types of rear hydraulic valves you can get for tractors. One of them is called a detent valve, and the other one's called a self-return. This has a detent valve, which means that you can put it in a position for hydraulic flow and it stays there until you move it to the center position and shut it off. The valve is kind of interesting because you can go either direction. So you could have something potentially like a post hole digger that you could spin it one way to get it to go in, and then you can spin it the other way to maybe throw the dirt and stuff off. When you hook this up, you're really not sure which way you're going, so you have to move the handle to one position or the other so it operates in kind of the natural position for splitting. So right now we're at idle. I'll turn it up to about 1,500 RPMs and let's see what it does. Direction. This is elm. It's kind of like some of the worst wood for splitting, but it is dry. Okay, so that's at 1,500 RPMs. I could use it like that. If I had to do a lot of wood, I'd probably like to go a little faster. I'll try raising the RPMs to 17 or 1,800 RPMs. Now we'll go to 2,000 RPM. So you can see as I turn the engine power up, it moves a little faster. I could push the RPMs even higher, and it would move a little faster. But if you're going to do this for an extended period, you don't want at least for me, I don't want it running wide open all the time, just splitting logs. So somewhere between 1700 and 2000 seems to work fine for me. You'd have to decide for yourself whether it will work or not. But for me, I like it. It's like, unfortunately, any other 3-point attachment. It's big and it's heavy, and attaching them is kind of a pain. But, you know, once you got it on, you use it. And when you're done, you take it off, and, you know, for a couple times a year, it'll work out well for me. So, I hope you enjoyed this. It's informative. If you have any questions or comments on critiquing my use of this, because I've never used them before. So I'm doing something that's going to kill myself down the road, let me know. And you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon.